Hey guys, another keyboard here for you to review. This time it's the RisoPhy mechanical gaming keyboard. This is a wired blue switch keyboard. We're going to take it out of the box and take a look. But taking a look at the keyboard, I did take it out earlier, and right off the bat I noticed that it's got quite a bit of weight to it. This is a mechanical keyboard. That's pretty normal for them. The thing about this one is that it is a more budget style keyboard, so it's not going to break the bank, and it does come with some cool RGB features. So this is what it is. This is how it looks. Right off the bat, it's very shiny, very colorful, has a nice clicky feel. This is the typewriter style, so the switches are going to be a little bit louder, very kind of clicky feeling. It does have the RGB lights here that you can see. The keys are exposed, so it should be pretty easy to clean with just the air. But all in all, let's get this plugged in and take a look, see what we got. So right off the bat, I have to say this is one of the coolest looking keyboards with regards to the LED backlights. I think the silver switches really kind of reflect those LEDs and make it look even brighter than it really is. The brightness can be adjusted just with the FN key and the up and down there. You can also change a lot of the settings. There is an instruction manual that will walk you through all the different settings, but I know they have some pretty cool, like different patterns and designs that you can do. You can speed it up, you can slow it down. You can just completely change how you want it to look. So really cool feature. I think they have some presets as well with FN 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they all kind of do different things. So really like that. It does have the full suite of keys for pause, play, next song. I think there's even one for your calculator, the volume buttons. One thing I did find is that when I first plugged in the keyboard, I noticed that the Windows key didn't work. And I just wanted to mention that there's two locks on this keyboard. So you have not only a Windows key lock, which is shown here, but also an actual function key lock. So even though I was pressing the unlock Windows button, it still wasn't actually unlocking. So you need to be sure that you're unlocking the actual function button using FN and F12, and then you can use the FN Windows lock button if that's one of those things that you like to do. As for actually typing, I would say that the keyboard itself is really different to type on. If you like that typewriter sort of feel, you'll probably like this. The keys are a little jiggly. They definitely sound like a typewriter. They do feel interesting to type on. It's not personally my thing, but it does feel good to type on. I did do some gaming on it, and I would say that gaming felt more comfortable than typing for me on this keyboard, but that's more of a personal style. If you've had a typewriter keyboard in the past, then you'll probably feel comfortable with this keyboard. I did notice that the keys across the board did feel pretty uniform, and it feels really tactile to type on. I do want to mention that with a mechanical keyboard, obviously you are going to have the sound. These keys are the blue switches, so they are more tactile. They definitely have that typewriter feel to it, but they are pretty noisy. So just be cognizant of that. If you're in a room with others, it might be kind of annoying to them. There's not really a way to make these more quiet, but they sound like a typewriter. The last thing I want to mention is just the actual wrist rest here. One of the things about a typewriter keyboard is you'll notice that they're quite a bit higher off of the keyboard itself than maybe like, an older style keyboard like this. It's not nearly as high off. So something to just be aware of is that your wrist, depending on the size of your hand, might be bending a little bit more. So you may want to consider getting a wrist rest or sitting up quite a bit higher just to kind of ease some of the discomfort in your wrist, because these keys are pretty high off of the desk compared to a different keyboard. So just something to think about when you're typing. I could recommend this as like a budget keyboard, especially for the starting price. They also have some other good keyboards if you prefer the more quiet keys that I can recommend. But yeah, all in all, it's a cool keyboard. It's definitely a flashy one if you like the LED lights. So